Hi, it's Martina Yoganini here, talking about smudging. Now, smudging is the process of clearing space, or bringing in higher realms, or bringing in protection. And by smudging, what I mean is that something is burnt. A herb is burnt. It can be sage, it can be mugwort, it can be a wood, it can be juniper berries. I've seen images in villages of taking a bush, juniper bush, and it being driven around the village to clear it of negativity. Each herb has its own strength, or has its own strength to be used. So when you're smudging, what you do is that you start at one point, say the front door. You make sure that there is a window open, because it changes negative ions into positive ions, so you want those negative ions to be able to escape, and you put your intention with it. So when you light the smudge, what you're looking for is that you're looking to bring, especially with sage, you're looking to clear negativity. So if you've had an argument with someone and they've left your home, what you might want to do to change the vibration is smudge. Now the sage doesn't have to be in a smudge stick like that. It can be dried herbs, and you can put it into a fireproof dish. But what you would do is you would stand at the front door, with a window open, and just set your intention. My intention is for this home to be peaceful, for it to be cleared of negativity, for the work that I'm doing to be brought to, from beginning to end. Whatever your desire is for your home. Let my home be bright and beautiful, clean, emotionally and spiritually. And once you finish with the door, and talk about what you want welcomed into your house while you're standing at the door. And after you finish doing the door, you then would do the next room to your left. You go counterclockwise. So if it's a clock, you go the opposite way. Not in time, but out of time, because this is an energetic thing. You're bringing in different energies and you're shifting. So with sage, you're clearing negativity. With something like sandalwood, you would be protection and prosperity. And with something like mugwort, you would be looking at reaching the higher realms, so calling in the angelic possibly, or getting the extra help that you might need. Now, this is my little travel kit, and in there I have a little bit of sandalwood, and I have a sage smudge stick, a mugwort smudge stick, and a sweetgrass smudge stick. And I travel with those. When I started my spiritual journey, I started with smudging, and I remember the first time that I smudged my apartment in New York, the smudge stick kept going out, and I was like, oh no, I'm so negative that the world is just not, God hates me, bah! I was like crying the whole time. But what I realized that process was about me clearing. I hadn't smudged myself first, and that's going to be in our other video. There'll be another video about how to smudge yourself. And then I tried to do my home. So it was kind of backwards. And then once I put it in the right order, it was very smooth. They will go out. When you are finished with the work that you're doing, it might just go out. But my suggestion is that you have a flower pot or some sand to extinguish the sage in. Or the whatever herb or thing that you're using, so that it doesn't cause a fire. This smudge stick I got in Joshua Tree. I mean, it is just gorgeous. My friends laughed at me. They were saying I wasn't in California long enough. I could have gone and gotten my own sage and made my own smudge sticks, because that's white sage, and that's a whole leaf. They're beautiful. It's just stunning to kind of look at. So next time in California, I hope I have enough time to create my own smudge stick. I've done it here. You could grow your own sage. You can use sage from your kitchen cupboards. It doesn't have to be like this. It can just be dried herbs that you put in a fireproof dish and set aflame. There's a little boy in in Canada, who has been expelled from school last year for smudging as a spiritual practice because it smells like weed. So there's a now new movement of smudging around the world for the indigenous people, because it's done in the Celtic traditions also, not just the Native Americans, the Celtic smudge, African smudge. Everybody's got a cleansing process. And if they tell us we can't clear ourselves, how are we going to manage? I imagine so it's now a big movement of people using indigenous cleansing processes and starting to manage their spirituality, to maintain their spirituality. So if you've never smudged before and you have any other questions, why don't you leave the questions in the box below and I will get back to you. I hope that you enjoyed this cleansing process, and you might see me do this flat, and just as a quick thing to show you. Yeah, we could do that in a fast time. So I hope you're well, and Sat Nam. Okay, that's the end of that one.